And record. Okie dokie. All right, little George dusted off some old George Winston summer for us because I love me some George. He serenaded many a massage client over the years. And we got to see him in concert at Boulder Theater. And his fabulous, and he was so, and I will now play for you, blah, 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 blah. And then he would sit and go, and thank you, now I will play for you. It was extraordinary. Anyway, okay, let's get it grooving. Okie dokie, okie dokie. Let's take our feet wide. Let's take our shoulder rolls and bend and straighten for a moment. Inhale. Exhale. Woo! Let the day go. Let the week go. Let the month go. Woo! Let the year go already. On to backstroke. Good. Then I'm going to take feet just out wide. We're going to go to the pelvic figure eight. Keep exhaling. Deep breaths in. Really keep letting your breath go. Let's let that go up our spine, neck, shoulders. Nice. Then let's open the toes out and the diagonal as we ease down in a nice deep squat and back up, outward rotated. Inhale up. One more. Very good. Then toes straight ahead. We'll take our bend and straighten here and just press out. You can stick your tail out a little bit. Add a little extra core when you do that though. You got it. All right, then we're going to come into a parallel. Center up the pelvis. We'll take our both knees bent, both heels up. Bend, straighten, rise, and lower. We'll zip up that core. That holds your P muscles. And then let's come up and alternate. Good. Let's lay down some tops of toes, top of foot stretch into the shin. Other side. Big exhale here. It's amazing how much tension's in there. Good. And flip that out. That was weird. Hold on. Okay, let's take our opposite hand tap, thigh lift. And then little flip kicks to the front. Open diagonal. You can lower them. And a twist and flick. Good, then little hamstring curls. Kick your butt, little bicep curls. You got it. All right. So I'm learning this, some new bounce versions. that from a couple people I'm following. I'm going to show you to the side. We're going to try this. I think this one's doable. We've been doing just a bounce with the flat feet and keep your pelvis centered and your spine tall. So you got this kind of bounce. You can shake and you can bounce. I'm finding this from the Qigong. I'm finding this through fascia specialists. Fascia is that whole sheath that keeps our muscles and organs in place all throughout the body. And it needs to have movement in it and plasticity. So just finding all kinds of new bouncing techniques. Also feel like it's good for the nervous system and the spine and bones in general. Here's a little bit of a different one. We are going to lift our heels just slightly and soften the knees. You're going to still keep a nice neutral spine, head stacked, shoulders open, and you're just going to give this a nice easy bounce. See if you can hang on to your balance. You don't have to go crazy at first. You just see if, so you're trying not to touch the heels or bounce them off. You're actually trying to stay on the bottoms of the feet. Soften knees, so you're still gently going through the knees, but allowing the bounce to go all the way up. Breathe. Pull in a little bit of core to help support, and you're just going to see if you can do that little bounce. Now, if that's going well, we're going to add a little tempo. We're going to do 4, and then we're going to take a step forward. So we're going to do a 1, 2, 3, 4, step forward, bounce again. 1, 2, 3, 4, step back, and bounce. Still keeping the heels off, just a little half lift of the heels, bounce, and step forward, bounce, bounce. Let's do 8. 6, 7, 8, and then step, step. Let's try one more set. Step, bounce, 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 bounce. And step, step. Bounce, 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 bounce. Step, step. All right, shake that out. So there's some other ones we'll add. It's just amazing that there's actually an aerobic experience there, as well as fascia strengthening and pliability for our whole body. So it can help with energy, and that we of course could always use a little extra of. Okay, let's have your ball. Now we're going to come back to just a simple little. So here's some other things that I learned working with my brother in stroke rehab, is that eye contact, eye to a, throwing a ball. So let's just start with making sure you can just lift and toss, right? Toss and catch. Hopefully that feels easy. This is also taking the eyes up, which we seldom do. And eye-hand coordination, super important for our little brains. Doesn't seem like much, but this was some of the stroke rehab my brother had to do. So we're going to make it a little Pilates fancy. So we're going to open up our feet. We're going to incorporate our whole body. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to bend our knees and take the ball down, and then you don't get crazy with it. Watch out for your chandeliers. You're just going to come up and toss, catch, and bend. Super easy. Up, toss, catch, bend. Up, catch, and bend. All right, you got it. So just a nice little even, slow tempo, kind of graceful. Hopefully it stays within your realm. You'll get better at it. Going straight up and not behind you or off to the side too much. And one more. Boom. All right, good. So now we're going to aim those toes back out on the diagonals. The other thing he had to do is actually touch the ball to certain places on a wall. Didn't seem like a lot until you watched him have to do it. So we're just going to do that for fun. We're going to take our half bend. We're going to, as we lunge, we're just going to take our ball to the top corners and actually look at where you're placing it. So again, eye, hand, body, you're moving, so I'm adding a lot of other things to it that he would not have had to do. Keep breathing. Boom. Good. Same thing off to the side. Take your eyes over to where you're placing the ball and keep your balance. Feel your heels stay grounded, your outer feet. Again, it's just a good, all kinds of good brain-body coordination. And now we're going to go shoot for the low angle now. Low angle, low. And look to where you're headed. Look where you're placing the ball. And keep your balance. You got it. And back to center. Hey, hey, hey. I'm sure we did that brilliantly. Okay. So now I want to head to the wall position while we are up, and then we'll head down. Okay, I'm going to aim my little screen over. So here's what you're going to do. Show you from here. The main part is that we're going to place the ball in our kind of low to mid back. What's going to happen is that it's going to attach to the wall, and it's just going to kind of go up and down the spine while we're doing some more leg work. Well, the trick is to keep your pelvis level. When that ball goes into your low back, the tendency is to push your tail out and kind of arc your lumbar. So we don't want to do that. We want to extra fire the core, and you want to feel like your tailbone is going straight down and straight up, even though the ball is rolling. Okay? Okay. All right. So we're going to place, I should move this. Yeah, don't be on anything slippery. Okay, so I'm going to place the ball in my, kind of my low to upper back. And I want to bring my feet out a little bit. So not completely underneath me. I want to come out so I can kind of lean into the ball a little bit and find, so my feet are ahead by a few inches, but I'm going to take a moment and find that neutral pelvis. Zip up that core, and as you take a bend of the knees, aim those toes straight ahead, bend, and straighten. So you get the idea, the ball is just going to go nice and easy up and down the spine. Give you a little gentle spine massage without hurting your bones. Boom, and boom. So you also just want to give a quick check. Make sure that that tail and that pubic bone are going straight down and not twirling back behind you. Straight down up. All right, so now we're going to go to our little Pilates position, but still keep your feet a little forward. Keep finding that neutral pelvis, and now take your bend and straighten here. And really outward rotate those thighs. And you're still breathing. Easy in the back and the shoulders. And you're holding those P muscles, zipping in and up. Good. All right, so these are all positions from the reformer. Let's go to a wide parallel again. So from here, we've already done some of this. I'm not going to overdo, but just want to introduce this work to you. For keeping these thighs strong, ladies, because we just have to. They've got to stay strong so we can always get up and down from chairs and the toilet and the floor and all these things with ease. So they have got to stay strong. All right, and then outward rotate those wide feet, recenter. Now really make sure on this one that the pelvis stays in neutral. It's a good tendency for it to want to go behind you here. want you to stay in this position for a moment and lift the toes only and allow the ball of your foot to ground from your fifth to your fifth, and then your heel. What that does is automatically lift your arches into a nice neutral position, especially if you need extra shift to the outer foot at all to make that happen. Keep the toes up now for a few, just so you can feel where you want to be balanced on the bottom of your feet. And so your arches aren't rolling in this position. Good. And then aim the toes straight ahead. Again, lift the toes. Lift those arches. Allow a little bit more outer foot weight bearing, and do that again. And you don't have to go very low. I mean, you just do what feels right to your knees and thighs until they get stronger. And watch out for that pelvis that wants to go out. Good. Back into our Pilates position. Excuse me. Lift the toes, lift those arches. They're still a little ahead. Recenter, pelvic floor in and up, and bend and straighten. Good, and then last one into parallel, toes up, pelvis center, and bend and straighten. Good, now I'm going to add a little challenge. I'm just going to have you just lay back down the toes, lift one heel, keeping the other ball of the foot down so you can keep your balance, keep your pelvis level. If you need to move the ball over a little bit, that's fine. And we're going to do 4 over here, single leg. Now let's do 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Switch it. Recenter. Reposition the ball if you need it. And if you want to try the arches up, you can do that. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yay, team. All right, shake that out for a moment. Then we're going to move to the mid back. So now I'm going to have you place the ball in between your shoulder blades, right above your bra strap. All right. And we're going to do some upper body work here. Let me turn this down a little bit. All right. So now, still with the feet a little ahead, I'm going to have you just allow the body to rest into that ball. All right, still keep your pelvis on neutral. We're going to take our goal pose position, and we are going to see how far back, excuse me, how far back can your elbows go? They most likely, they may or may not touch the wall. I don't know, but they might not, and that's okay. We just kind of want to feel that. So now we're just going to go through this motion. We're going to bring the elbows together, palms together in front of us, and then open. And once you keep doing that, see if you make a little progress. See, I wasn't touching a second ago, and now I got some elbow back there. In and out. In and out. Right, so we do all this work on the foam roller. We do some of it on the big ball. And this can be done on the floor, but it's a little intense with too much body weight. So the wall works fabulously for this. All right, now we're going to have you leave them back there, wherever they are. And yeah, your chest is probably expanding, your ribs are probably expanding a little bit, but in particular shoulders. Just keep a little activation here. Don't arc your lumbar. And from here, we're going to do what we do on the roller. You're just going to glide the first two fingers overhead, touch them, and then glide them back. And as much of your arm that can stay connected, great. And if it comes apart, that's fine. So just pull in your core in the front. Good. Now we're going to go down a little farther like we would. We're going to pull the elbows all the way down. They might come apart. Then glide it up the wall to overhead. Glide them down. Glide them up. Keep breathing. Nice. And then bring those back down. Woo! Take a little shoulder roll. All right. Excellent, excellent. So now I'm just going to have you with no arms. I'm just going to have you open the chest. So you're going to lift and kind of extend the mid back. Extend and lift the heart and see if just the top of your head might touch the wall and then come back to center. So it's just a few inches of a move of lifting the sternum, lifting the heart. You don't have to crunch your cervical. Matter of fact, you really want to keep a nice, connection chin to chest here as the chest lifts and comes back. Can you kind of stay connected? So your cervical still stays long. It's just, can you get that little bit of extension right there? Boom. And one more. Boom. Oh, and if you want to just hang out there for a second, feel all that expansion of the fascia and ribs and lungs. And there's that upward quadrant again. So we got to expand our horizons up there. Very good, ladies. Okay, I hope that feels good. We're going to come on down to the mat and keep it going. Just take your ball down there. I'll meet you down there. All right, let's open straddle. And let's take our rotation and walk the ball down the inside of one leg. Big breath. And then down the inside of the other leg. And again. More. And then to center. And may or may not work with the ball center, that's okay. And back up. And one more center. Nice. Ease those in. Give them a shake. All right, let's take our side bending. Reaching up tall. Soften the elbow. But keep both cheeks down. Inhale up. Exhale over. Again. And then up to rotate. Nice tall spine. Look behind you as far as you can. Drop those shoulders. Other side. Grow tall. Again. Inhale, exhale. One more. And then just reach for those toes. All right, let's get ready to roll. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna place that ball in between the knees, and we're just gonna hang on underneath the thighs for a moment while we go from tall spine to a rounded halfway spine, just halfway back, and then back up to tall. Inhale, exhale, round halfway back, rounding forward, looking up. And you want to let the gaze of your eyes go down. Look at that belly button the whole time until you're back up to the wall. A couple more. And one more. Good. Now, we're going to see if we can, I'll get my words here in a second. Keep the shoulder blades down, just palms up. And let's try the same thing with no hands, but still with the ball there. So feel that pelvic floor. Come in and up. Rounding, lengthening. Exhale, round back. Up. One more. Nice and graceful. Good. All right. So now let's take the ball out for a second. I'm gonna have you make sure you've got literally some rolling room back here behind you on your mat. We're gonna see if we can't come in that half C curve, hook underneath your knees, and glue the legs, or just hang them out. We're gonna see if we can't roll, Pilates roll, where we're gonna take our C curve, we're gonna roll to our shoulders, back, and then up to a balance. Now, we have not done this in a long time, so it may not be pretty. That's okay. Round, roll, and back. And you'll get it. Just keep practicing. Round, roll, and balance. C curve, round, roll, and balance. And exhale. Boom. Yeah, right? Okay, open those legs. Put the bottoms of the feet together for a moment. Just come forward. It's been a while since we've done some rolling. But I thought it might be a good moment to come back and check on, because we do have to round the spine to be able to roll, otherwise you go flat. All right, let's try it one more time. We'll do 4. So let's take our C curve, roll, roll, and balance. Exhale, roll, roll, and balance. Really C curve, round, roll, and balance. One more. Yay! Bottoms of the feet together one more time and come forward. Good. The second time was much better. So we will keep at that. Let's come on down into the mat. And let's come back to our 6 and 12 for a moment. Make sure, just like every time we do our foam roller class, and you can really feel that deep 6, that lumbar really connecting to your foam roller, keep with that for all the other classes so that you can really keep working in that deep 6. So even if we're just going to rock, allow that nice long stretch of the lumbar. Good. Then finding center. Let's also make sure you're center on your mat. Just had to do a quick check there. Then with the arms up, ground those blades, quick circle around. You got it, and reverse. leave our arms in this upward position toward the sky. As we pick up each foot, we're going to pull in that pelvic floor. So hold those P muscles, cinch it in, and we're going to go onto our toe touches, but in this position. Actually, take a pause and grab your ball. Hold on to it with your hands. You can soften those elbows and go back to your toe touches. So you're just a nice support of keeping the upper body grounded here. Pause, flex the heels, cinch in that waist again, pelvic floor in and up, and heel touch. Breathing deep, letting go deep. You got it. Then glue the legs together. We're going to keep our arms here as we bend and straighten, flex and point, glue those legs together. Very good. All right. With the legs up, we are going to take, we're just going to see if you can just tap. Bring one leg a little closer and just tap it to that ball. See if you can keep the ball steady where it's been. So there's just a little extra pop touch, little leg curl, little extra here. Tap, tap, tap. All right, let's bring all that back down. Okay, feet back to the floor. All right, let's just keep the feet here for a moment. We're going to hang on to the ball. Let's touch it overhead behind us. You can always keep your elbows a little soft here. Open the thighs out just a little bit. Because as we come into our upper body curl, I'm going to have you reach through the legs, through the thighs with the ball, and really keep reaching to challenge your curl, maybe just a little half an inch more. Inhale, touch it back. Exhale, curl and reach. Inhale back. Exhale. So pelvic floor in and up. Hold those P muscles in. Got it. Now we're going to alternate and onto the oblique low angle. So rocking onto one blade, and that ball is going to curl and reach right past that open thigh on the outside. So again, add a little extra. Can you go just a little bit farther and kind of reach the ball just another, just a little half inch maybe, or a quarter. Very good. Fall back to the belly, roll the head side to side. Let it go. All right, very good. We are going to bring those knees back in, place the ball back in between the thighs, and relax those arms out into a goal post for a minute. All right, from here we cinch in that waist three-dimensionally as we rock gently to one cheek, over the sacrum to the other cheek. You want to think about it cinching in around that waist for support. You don't have to go terribly far for those obliques to kick in. Good. Now take a rock and add your curl. Come down, rock, and curl. Drawing a nice smile in the air with your knees. Good. Then back to center. See if you can just do a baby rock. And without the hands, without me letting you cheat, you might not go very far, and that's okay. Just see if you can do a little baby rock straight forward. We'll exhale. All right, that's fine. Let's take the ball out for a moment. Feet down, take a pause. All right, so now we're going to bring the knees back in. We're going to place the ball in between the ankles. Find that sweet spot right in between. All right, we're going to come back to, we can keep our arms out for a moment. We're just going to go back to bending and straightening the knees and flexing and pointing the ankles. But now with the ball there, to let us know if one leg has been trying to speed up or not, and let them work as a team now. Simultaneous movement, so great and so hard sometimes, but we do have the power to control our movement. Good. Now we're going to leave the legs up there, and I'm going to let you place those palms back down by your pelvis, and so you can cheat a little for a rock towards you and a little lift of the pelvis and a little roll down. Exhale. Inhale. Really pull in nice and deep in those low abs. That will help. Hold those P muscles and exhale, roll. Inhale. Inhale. And you might get a little higher with each one. One more, we can do it. Very good. Just fold those knees in and just hold, pause, hold on to your knees. You still have the ball in your ankles. Very good. All right, so now we're gonna press, like just do like an air squat, straight ahead, but kind of on a high angle here. But I'm gonna have you go ahead and cradle your hands around your sacrum so that you don't let your lumbar lift off the mat. So flex the heels, and you're just gonna slowly press out to a straight knee and then slowly back in. So I'm going on a pretty high angle, just because that's what my body has to do to stay safe in my low back. So belly button in, exhale out, inhale in. You can also really keep an eyeball, a lower eyeball on your thighs. Make sure your knees and toes are aimed upright the whole pathway. And careful of your knees. You want a graceful straightening and a graceful bending. Good. One more. All right. So, I'm gonna, okay, I'm gonna have you take your hands out, take the ball out, place the feet down. Take another pause here. Whew. Yay, I know, right? Workout. Okay. All right, there was more there, but I want to change it up. Come back to the ball in between the knees and bring your feet into your parallel, kind of a wide, kind of a wide parallel. Let's come back to our rounded bridge. So go ahead and take your arms back in a goalpost, 6 o'clock, deep six. See if you can hang on to that deep six to lift spine up, one vertebrae at a time, and touch each vertebrae back down. Rock it out, back in a six, and go again. Take a nice long exhale. Maybe another one at the top. So go as slow as you need to. All right, I want you to get into a foot position now. As we go up on the next one, I want you to find your balance. We're going to do a foot dance while we're up in the air. So 6 o'clock, deep six, peel it up. Find your balance for a moment. And now rock onto the heels, the balls of the feet, heels, balls of the feet. Lift the pelvis back up if it dropped out. Tuck it into 6 and go again. Lift the pelvis, tuck it, and alternate now. One heel, one ball of the foot, and switch, and switch. Keep breathing. This has been a while too, I can tell. Back to flat feet, 6 o'clock, peel it down. Woo! All right, ball out, knees in. Lift those legs up, flex the heels, cross country ski. Big O exhale. Open the legs out, hold on to the inner thigh circle. Those ankles and reverse. Curl the toes and spread them out. Curl them up, spread them out. And bend the knees up towards your armpits. Hold there. And feet down off the mat, nice and wide, knees bent, arms back out, double knee fold. Up and over the other side. Back to center, ankle across the knee, little easy figure slow-mo butterfly wing. And then figure 4 in. Chin down, flex the foot. Other side, butterfly wing first, slow-mo. And figure 4 in. Very good. All right. Take a quick rock around your pelvic clock. Make sure everything feels okay in there. You can take a 6 o'clock and do a little side rock, whatever you need. All right. Instead of our typical sideline that we would do with the ball, I wanted to try a couple of other things. I have been, and actually, some more standing work I could do with you guys. Okay, next time. All right, I am going to, hopefully you guys can do some weight bearing. Babby, I'm not sure how your wrist is doing, so you could do a similar version possibly on your elbows, but let me think through that for a second. Okay, or if you've got some weights that you can place your palm on, or if you need to go to fists at any time, you can. All right, all we're going to do is come into a nice quadruped, neutral spine, head to tail, super long, and power up that core. I'm going to tuck your toes. So your hands are nice and wide, outer palm, and all I'm going to have you do is gather your core, press down through the balls of the feet, and just come up a few inches with the knees, hold, and lower down. Right? That's it. So exhale, but you got to gather that core, and if you need a little six, that's fine. Hold, lift the knees, hold, and back down. So now we're going to place the ball in between the knees, or thighs. They might have to come up a little bit. And we're just going to try the same thing. So it's just going to add a little extra inner thigh. So if you need a little six, I have to. That helps me power my low abs a little better. Exhale, gather your center, and lift. Hold, breathe, hold, 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 and lower down. Inhale. Again, gather, little six, power it up, hold, 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 lower down. Again, inhale, exhale, power it up, hold, 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 and down. Let's try one more, we can do it. Exhale, power it up, hold, 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 and down. Yay, team! All right, take the ball out. Let's slide into a pigeon. Yippee! Sit on that cheek, stretch that other leg back, and come down on those elbows. You can shake your palms out now. Here. And then rest the forehead on your hands. Keep breathing. And then same arm as leg, reach it up from toes to fingers on one side, lengthening. Then walk the torso back up, square off the torso to the front as best you can, and your pelvis as best you can. Around those shoulder blades. Maybe a little heart lift, activate core where you need support. And then back up to all fours, and then back to the other side. Slide the other thigh forward, have a seat, walk that other leg back behind you, and come on down on your elbows. Shake those palms out again. And then forehead to hands. Then arm reach above as the toes reach behind. Really crawl those fingers up there. Lengthen and allow that stretch. Good. Back up to the palms, nice and wide. Ground those blades. Square off the torso and the pelvis as much as you can to the front. Maybe just a little heart lift. Keep breathing. Very good. Back up to all fours. And we're going to go up into a downward dog now. So same position we were in, just use that core to lift up, sit back into the heels, nice long stretch. And then we're gonna lengthen out over the hands and slowly come down to the knees just like we did a minute ago. Exhale, gather that core, lift it up, set it back. Lengthen out, slowly come down, gentle landing. One more, we can do it. And ease it down. You got it. Now we're going to press back into our squat gently. Lengthen those heels and calves. Then bottoms up. You can open up the feet a little wider today. We're going to open up to the edge of your mat. Just hang here. If you still need to shake out those hands, you can do that. Just hang, breathe. Be one with being upside down. Let your organs and spine decompress. You can gently move your head around, let your neck loosen. You can nod gently or no. Very good. Then we will soften those knees, slowly C-curve up until you are stacked. Yay. Give that all a little shake, shake, and a little wiggle, wiggle. Woo. I'm just going to do my little bounce again and a little shake, shake. Woo, woo, woo. I know I've taught you guys how to do your butt shimmy, but just in case you forgot. Anytime you feel overworked or tight when you stand up, remember, just take a moment, hang on to something, and just do a little. You can do just one knee at a time, a little hip wiggle. Then you've also got a little shimmy, butt wiggle you can do if no one's looking. You know, and I don't care if anybody's looking, because I want my first few steps to be great, not old lady like. So if I need to stand and do some shifting of weight and wiggling for a moment, I do it. I don't care. I don't care what everybody else thinks. All right? So don't forget, that's a nice little tool, and you can always thank me for, you stand up after sitting a long time, do your Laurie butt wiggle, and smile. All right. Okay, let's end. Reach out, twirl those wrists. They had a workout today. Big yawn. And reverse. And a nice exhale, swing. Let it go. Woo. Inhale, some love and peace and harmony. Joy, don't forget the joy. Let it go, let it go. And again, let's inhale some creativity and fun. Don't forget to have fun. And let the rest go. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. All right, back to heart coherence. We got to stay in our heart because that's where our peace is and the love. So let's stay here. All right, with me, in for 4, out for 5 to 8, whatever you got. In. All the way out. Again. Now really think about the love in your heart on the next 2. Feel the love in your heart. And then imagine that love going out and all around you. Again. And that love grounding you to the earth and connecting you to the cosmos. and to all the people you love. And the animals. And that's the truth, and that's where we gotta stay. Thanks, lovelies, and of course, lots of love to our bodies who are able to still do these amazing things, and to each other. Yay, team!